Good morning, fellas. I hope you all are doing well. Someone in chat actually reminded me and let me know this is the first stream since Shiny Wars, fellas. I'm rested. I'm ready to play PokeMMO. I'm excited to play PokeMMO. Welcome to another PokeMMO Patrouski streamathon. Okay, something I've been doing is every month when I'm able to take one of these big sponsorships like Factor over here, I try to give back to you guys and reward you guys by actually dealing with the sponsorship and contributing to it, especially, and doing a streamathon at the end of the month. So this is that streamathon. 1 hour streamed per Factor sub, and I'm sure we'll see more. We are starting off with 8 hours, and there is a timer in the bottom middle of the screen, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that started, get that ticking away. I have plans to open mysterious balls today. I have plans to shiny hunt. I have plans to make Pokeyen. I have plans to clean out my boxes, which I desperately need to do post Shiny Wars. I can show you guys what an absolute mess that is. That's probably how we start. We probably start with the boring stuff, start with the spring cleaning, you know, the important stuff, so that we can enjoy the rest of the stream. But look, guys, it's bad. This is like what boxes look like post a shiny hunting competition. Look at this. Box number 1, honestly, that's fine. Box number 2, this full of fossils, unsorted from all the fossils I popped. Alomolas that I was breeding, Ammonites, Voltorbs. Like, is this what is happening? More stuff over here. There's just so look. It's a collage of weird rare Pokemon that I was trying to breed for a shiny and didn't get. You know. We did it again, fellas. A Patrouski special, okay? We did it again, where we shiny hunted 16 hours a day, more than that, 111 hours in a week for 7 days, and got big fat 0 shinies, okay? A big fat 0. So hopefully we can break this streak today. Hopefully we can come back and just break it, shatter the streak. We're not even that dry. We're around 39,000 encounters, 39,000 encounters. How much Pokeyen was spent? I think I ended up spending around 150 mil in that war. It was a lot of Pokeyen, something like that. Maybe that number might be off. I answered that at the end of the war. It's been a while now, honestly, so that number might be off. Maybe it was around 60 mil. I don't remember. Something like that. It's a big range. But we're gonna jump into today. I have mysterious balls to pop. Obviously, I have alphas to breed. I have boxes to clean. I'm just gonna go ahead and get to work. Do you think the Lunar New Year event will drop on the 29th? I could be wrong. We never know for sure. It probably does drop on the 29th. But what that might mean is the 28th at 8 p.m. ET. So what we might see is the Lunar New Year event. That's what I'm banking on. It's what happens most events, I would say. I would bet you it drops on the 29th at midnight UTC, which is going to end up being 8 p.m.-ish, 8 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., something like that. ET, my time zone. So I'm gonna be live on the 28th. I'm gonna be live on the 28th in the afternoon, trying to build up some hype and see if the drop happens. It may or may not happen on that stream, so keep that in mind for sure. This is genuinely a great question in my opinion. How do I know when a money-making method is getting nerfed? This is something that I think you can predict. You never know for sure, okay? You never know for sure. Like, I make a lot of guesstimations. Some of those are wrong, some of those are right, etc., etc. The best way to kind of guesstimate and try to guesstimate when a method's getting nerfed, we don't really get like alerts ahead of time, right? You have to just be involved in high-level communities. You have to just be involved in a team, be involved in my community, be involved in my Discord. Like, people kind of theory craft and talked about, like, the netball nerf was something I talked about 6 to 8 months before it happened. The string standardization, something I talked about like a year before it happened. When you play a game for so many hours, you kind of start to understand like how the devs think, how like all these things. Like, you really start to understand the game, and you can start to predict what things will happen. You're not always correct. Like, I always say, like, maybe I'm like at the best 60% correct. Like, I get a lot wrong. I don't want to come off as, you know, I'm this guru who can guesstimate stuff, right? Like, I get a lot wrong. But like, it's important to plan for things where possible, for sure, right? So I think you absolutely can try to plan around when certain things are going to get nerfed or certain things in the market are going to get changed. However, the PokeMMO devs also just drop stuff that nobody expects. Nobody expected like the wild item change recently with amulet coins and item magnet charms, and how now amulet coins have like doubled in price. Nobody expected this update. Nobody thought this was like a problem, the price with these. That was just kind of crazy. Nobody expected, like, when expert lores dropped, like, that was a nobody nobody had proposed the idea of expert lures. I've never seen anybody talk about any item like this until they were just out. And then we learned like, oh shit, this is a really, really cool item. But nobody had ever thought about it. So there's stuff like that. It's a great question. Yeah, this is actually a great question to do a little quick price checking teaching thing for Move Shinies, which are pretty niche. But someone said, hey Pat, longtime lurker, 2 days ago I hatched a shiny Squirtle with Move water spout. How valuable do you think this Move is? This is a great, number one, congratulations. That is literally so sick. Like, that is so fucking cool. Congratulations, great shiny. Number two, weirdly, water spout probably isn't that expensive when it comes to I mean, it's expensive. Let me not, like, it adds value. Because the way you can do it is, what 2 Pokemon would you need to breed to get Water Spout onto a Squirtle? And the answer is Remoraid and Wailmer. So what you would do is, you would essentially look up what's the cheapest Remoraid, and it's like 2.6 mil. Look up what's the cheapest Wailmer, and it's like 4 mil. So you would essentially add like 5-ish, 6-ish mil in value. I would strongly encourage you not to sell the Squirtle. That's a really cool like OT shiny to have. But you would basically just add 6 mil-ish, maybe like a little bit, maybe more, but like, I'm not quite sure. Maybe like 6 mil-ish onto the price. That's what I would do. Now, if you want to like expensive, a better example, because these shinies aren't that crazy expensive. They're obviously expensive, but they're not crazy, right? A good example of an extremely rare Move shiny. I have a video on my channel called why, like, this shiny Tentacruel is worth 106 mil. And it's like, why is that? Is the video. Something like that. The reason why a Rapid Spin Tentacruel, Rapid Spin shiny Tentacruel is ludicrously expensive, excuse me, is because you would have to breed a shiny Squirtle, which is none of the GTL right now, and a shiny Kabuto, but there's none of these on the. Usually these 2 mons are about 60 mil a piece, I want to say. Usually rares are about half of what you would pay to get them on average. So if it costs about 150 million Pokeyen to get a shiny Squirtle, it'd be worth around 60 to 70-ish mil. That's usually just how it is. They're much more expensive and difficult to hunt than to sell or whatever, than like their value. You don't hunt them to sell. You don't hunt these for value, right? So a Rapid Spin shiny Tentacle is extremely expensive because you would require 2 rares to breed the Move over, which is pretty insane. It's a pretty niche example. 1 year ago, I bought a Lucky Red Dragon, and then I took a break and I just sold it for 9.4 million Pokeyen. What should I use the Pokeyen to make more yen? If I were you, I would, it depends on what kind of investment you want to make, short-term or long-term. I would just recommend waiting until the Lunar New Year event. Like, if you have Pokeyen right now and you're wanting to make an investment, the Lunar New Year event drops in like 3 days. I would just wait. Like, that's going to be like a fresh opportunity, a fresh sealed product. Like, that's an easy, like, just wait 3 days. You know, your chance will come. Get some safe sealed product, most likely, or whatever vanities you think could be good. It's up to you, but I would wait. Yeah, I'd wait for that. It's in a few days. Okay, I kind of don't want to spoil too much, but honestly, this is so repeatable, it's probably fine. I recorded a video recently, breeding for profit, that'll probably go up in like February or whatever for my current schedule with like the Lunar New Year event and stuff. Holy shit, guys, breeding for profit is insane right now. I think I made more Pokeyen than I ever have within a 15-minute challenge. I think I ended up making like well over 500,000 Pokeyen profit within 15 minutes of breeding, but then like 10 minutes or so of like sorting and selling. So like in actuality, let's say it was like 30 minutes. Let's like safe guesstimate it, right? So 30 minutes for like 500,000 Pokeyen for breeding for profit. Now, obviously, you have to have the capital, you have to have the game knowledge, you have to wait for those things to sell. Like, there's a lot of factors that come into play when breeding for profit. So it's not just like that, you know, you don't just get pure Pokeyen and, you know, it's more complicated than that. But what I can say is that some of these are some of those breeds for profit. I think 3 of them, at least. I was really, let's collect this yen. I think breeding for profit right now is insane. And I always say, like, whenever there's a negative in a market, there's always a positive in correlation to it, right? So if catching Pokemon for profit is really weak, like 1x31s are not worth much, which they aren't right now, that usually means that breeding for profit is really good. So if you see a market where 1x31s are cheap and catching monsters for profit is bad, abuse it by breeding for profit. And then vice versa, if breeding for profit's not good, that probably means there's like Pokemon that are under being caught and there needs to be more demand there. So almost everything in the PokeMMO market is like, it's just give and take. It's really like Econ 101, not even Econ 101, like kindergarten level, like supply and demand, right? It's very like unbelievably simple. But if you learn, but you have to like learn in correlation to the game and see if one thing is being tugged in one direction, what is it pulling, right? Everything's tugging and pulling in PokeMMO. That's really the thing to think about. I couldn't believe how good Breeding for Profit was. This is supposed to be a sponsored stream. Shake my head. I don't think I went over the incentives. Let's just go ahead and do that really quick. I do have incentives for those who want to go above and beyond. Get yourself some Factor. It's awesome food. Like, genuinely, it's great. I don't take sponsorships from products that I don't believe in. I declined plenty of sponsorships that I don't think are products that my community needs. Factor is something that my community might need. Factor saved my ass during Shiny Wars, dude. Factor is essentially healthy meals, pre-portioned and packaged and sent to you. You put them in your fridge, you pop them in the microwave for 2 minutes when you want to eat them, and dude, they saved my ass during Shiny Wars. Being able to just go grab a Factor, not have to worry about dishes, no dishes, no groceries, like, holy crap, dudes. It gave me actual nutrition that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise if I was just like stress eating or like trying to grab something like really quickly. Dude, it really allowed me to game more hours and more efficiently. But one Factor sub equals plus 1 hour added to the streamathon. One Factor sub equals breeding 5 alpha Pokemon and opening 5 mysterious balls, which I will be doing probably about halfway into the streamathon. Every 10 subs, which we are close to. We are 2 away. Well, I will buy something for stream up to $100, fog machine, lights, pyrotechnics, costumes, whatever you guys want, honestly. And then at 30 subs, I will bathe in beans. Someone asked me to add that, so there it is. Hopefully, that is sufficient incentives. If you have any ideas for more, I'm always open to try to give back to you guys more for helping so much with Factor. Okay, I moved a lot of boxes of Pokemon over to alt accounts. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a lot of things cleaned out now. However, this wasn't actually cleaning. I just moved Pokemon over to alt accounts, right? This is like when your mom asks you to clean your room and you just stuff everything in the closet to like deal with it later, okay? I didn't really do that much yet. I've mostly just been yapping. However, I do have 6 boxes, 5-ish boxes of sell Pokemon. And when I start selling these, that is actually doing something. So let's just go ahead, start selling these Pokemon, and that'll actually start cleaning out our boxes and add some benefit. I'm gonna bring up a Windows calculator to keep track of the expected Pokeyen coming in from selling these Pokemon. Keep in mind, this is not a profit number, right? I probably spent money to obtain these Pokemon via mysterious balls, via breeding, like via I have most of these mons have come from so many various means over such a period of time. I have no idea, literally no idea how most of these were achieved. I don't remember. They've been sitting here for so long because I'm so lazy and I hold on to them forever. This is not a profit number, just a, hey, this is like the expected Pokemon I'll get from selling various Pokemon in my PC. Right, this Flygon is a great example of how difficult price checking can be and how you have to check like multiple things, right? I just initially checked this as an egg group breeder, and I have to understand why someone buys something, right? I checked this as an egg group breeder initially as a bug dragon 1x31 defense, and it was like 4k. Like, those do not go for much. But however, it's also on level 49 Flygon. So this is a Flygon, and the cheapest Flygon on the GTL, with any 1x31 is about 20k. With like disregarding stats, if we just clear stats, the cheapest Flygon's 8k. So even if I sell it as the cheapest Flygon, it's still more Pokeyen than if I just sold it as something else. I'm gonna sell for like 15k. This would have normally sold for like 3k profit, but because I took the time to like price check multiple areas, I'm now making like 3 to 4 times the Pokeyen. So the more time you spend on a Pokeyen, the more time spent looking at the market and learning the market, you make more Pokeyen. Like it's a big skill to learn the market in PokeMMO. The Pokemon economy is so inherently complicated because Pokemon are so complicated, right? If you sell a rune longsword on RuneScape, right? That rune longsword is the same as every other rune longsword. If you sell a Noctowl on the GTL, that Noctowl is going to have different IVs from every other Noctowl on the market, a different nature, a different ability, different movesets. There are so many things to factor in when selling a Pokemon. It's very, very difficult. Price checking is a skill in PokeMMO. In that Flygon insta-sold, because I kind of underlisted a little bit, so it's a good example, right? Holy shit, I almost made a massive mistake, boys. Wow. I almost sold a Alpha Frostlass for egg group / IV price, okay? So I almost sold this for 15k. Because that is what a mineral egg group, 31 attack, 31 speed Pokemon costs right now. I'm so glad I double checked this. I almost didn't. The cheapest Alpha Frostlass on the GTL is 500k. This thing is worth 500k. Look, I almost, wow, I really almost clicked it. Hopefully this goes to show, like, it's not only whenever you're sniping stuff from, you know, people, it's not always just new players who don't know any better. Dude, veteran players like myself still make mistakes. Price checking Pokemon is so disgustingly complicated that you're gonna make mistakes, and someone who is better informed on a market probably should get rewarded by getting those snipes and getting those flips. So, like, just keep that in mind. I think that's a crazy example. That was one of the craziest missed lists I've done in a while. That was really I'm glad I caught that. Was super close, dude. Alrighty, fellas, I'm feeling pretty good about that. We honestly didn't sell nearly as much as I should have. What are you gonna do? I still have like 5 boxes of things to sell, but I did empty 1 box. Okay, 1.5. Okay, a bit. We're gonna move this up here. We cannot have to call it sell 6 anymore. We'll just call it box, I guess, for now. And because you guys sat through the boringness of me cleaning my boxes, let's go ahead, open some Mysterious Balls, breed some Alpha, collect this Pokeyen. 216k, we'll take it. We got up to 1.4 million Pokeyen in expected profit coming in, which is awesome. So we sold about 1.4 million worth of Pokemon, which is sick. Let's go breed some Alphas for a possible chance at a Shalfa, probably the Voltorbs, and then open some Mysterious Balls. I'm gonna pop Shiny Charm. We have Donator status. There's a pretty good chance with how many Mysterious Balls I'll be popping and Dono status and Shiny. There's a pretty good chance we see a Shiny today on stream. I'm curious to see how much Pokeyen I'll be spending as well. We'll calc it all up here in a quick sec. This is a great question. For the Lunar New Year event, if I prepare Mons to level 80, is that enough, or should I level to 100? This is a great question. In my opinion, I honestly probably would recommend just stopping at 80, because what's going to happen is for most raids, level 80 is going to be enough, right? But then for some raids, for like if they bring back like a Alpha Raikou, like an Alpha Entei, similar to what they did with the Alpha Suicune during the Christmas event, right? You might need level 100 Mons. However, you don't know what Pokemon you're going to need to be level 100. So in my opinion, it's honestly like stock up some like rare candies, stock up some like XP candies, and have those in your bag to panic level if you need to do those raids. But like 80 is gonna be plenty for 99% of raids, so you don't want to over prepare and waste too much time either, you know. So I think 80 is a good metric to shoot for, and then having some Pokeyen to spend on XP candies and rare candies to panic level whatever mods you need to beat those possible level 100 raids or whatever, if they even happen, right? Is a good thing to have. It's a great question. Alrighty, fellas, it is time. Okay, I've been dry long enough. Thank you, Nick Shard, for the sub. You guys have watched enough streams with no shiny. You've wished the best for me. You've been believers every step of the way. You voted with your Twitch points. Can I finally break the streak? Can I stop being a bad shiny hunter? Today, we're going to find out. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to pop my shiny charm here in a quick sec. And you know what? I think I'm going to pop Mysterious Balls first, boys. I think I'm going to do it first. 45 of them, and then I'll breed the Alphas after. Okay? So get ready, because I'm opening 45 of these. 45 Mysterious Great Balls, which have a 1 out of 4,000 chance of being shiny. However, you take that 1 out of 4,000, you subtract it by 10% and then by 10 more percent. So you would do 4,000 minus 400. Get 3,600, right? I'm typing so poorly. 3,600 minus 360. My shiny rate when opening these Mysterious Balls will be 1 out of 3,240. Ridiculously low compared to the 1 out of 30,000 shiny rate that we all know and love in PokeMMO. It's really crazy. There's a chance for like Bagon and there's a pretty crazy shinies you could get, I believe. Also, what's the cost of these? Let's count that. I'm gonna be opening 45 of them. Mysterious. We have to do Mysterious Great Balls 2023. So honestly, the best way to do this is by going over here. Great Ball 2023s. They're about 45k a piece right now. So 45k times 45 is 2 million Pokeyen worth of Mysterious Balls. Let's get started, boys. Let's get started. I'm going to start opening. I'm going to pop my charm. 3, 2, 1. Wish me luck, fellas. The sprite will appear on shiny if it's shiny. The sprite will appear shiny on stream. Chancy odds. We pop down to 455. 455 is the number we stop at. Because we had 9 factor subs in total. One hasn't showed up yet, but there should be 9 total. These are 2023 Great Balls. So these are better than the 2024s, yeah. Jinx. I don't know if it shows shiny in the name of the Pokemon down here either. We want a factor shiny. I'm going to try, yeah. Snover. Spheal. That's Glaceon. Or Cryogonal. Wait, no, not Glaceon. That's Jumpion slash Cryogonal. Apologies. Cryogonal's sprite has been changed to Jumpion, the classic in PokeMMO. Pineco would be an insane shiny. Sneasel would be sick. Seal would be the worst. The worst shiny I could get would be Seal. Stantler would be a little bumming because I already have a Stantler from... I have one Mysterious Ball shiny. And it was a Stantler. Even if I don't get a shiny from these balls, I'll be opening more in the stream. I'm almost sure of that. As well as 10 more. I'll be breeding alphas after this. So if I get a Shalfa egg, it was only possible thanks to the rolls from these mysterious balls. 5 more. 5 more. About a 200 million Pokeyen cost in total. Down the drain. This is why you don't gamble. You just watch me do it, fellas. Do not do as I do. Do as I say. Don't gamble. It's not worth it. This is just for content. I didn't see anything shiny, boys. Did you? I didn't see anything. We can double check. Nothing. Nothing. But that does not mean we may have lost that battle, but we have not lost the war. We have alphas to breed, as well as shiny hunts to go for on the charm after as well. So I'll see you guys with the egg hatching and probably with the whatever shunning. I don't know if I'm doing ×3 hordes, ×5 or singles. I don't know what I'm shunning today, but I'll be shunning something. I have some bad news, boys. I'm going to be honest. That was the last of the eggs. Also, the charm ended. It was not in the eggs. It was not in the mysterious balls. We are still dry. However, we don't lose shiny hunting. It is impossible to lose while shiny hunting if you don't give up. So we're not going to give up. We're going to keep going. Let's go fish for a little bit longer. I might hit up some ×5 hordes though kind of soon, fellas. We'll see though. Okay, chat is telling me they want me to go shiny Bagon. They want me to go for it. Now, it is most likely... I've only gotten 1 phase at Bagon so far, okay? I got 1 Soul Rock. So it is very likely I get another Lunatone, another Soul... I'm going to phase at this spot at least on average 4 times before the Bagon. So it is most likely if I don't shut the... If I get a shiny, I'll get a Lunatone, a Soul Rock, or a Golbat, okay? I'd be happy with honestly any of those. Prefer not a Soul Rock, I already have one, but a duplicate will mostly happen. I'm going to get set up for that shunt. Make sure to grab, some damp Pokemon, some ghost types just in case for this kind of shunt. Grab my shiny Golurk for single encounter. A Dig Pokemon's nice. I'll get set up and I'll see you guys over at the spot. Bro, we got the Fisherman. Wait, Appleton. Huh? Bro, we got fucking Steve Jobs coming after me. Hello? What is this? Bro, what is this fucking Apple TV sponsorship? Yo, watch Severance. Amazing. Fucking ridiculously good 10 out of 10 TV show. But what the fuck? Apple TV kick W? That's crazy, dude. That is a good little... Look at the Fisherman, bro. Fisherman officially endorse Apple TV, boys. You heard it here first. The space in the... Okay, the Apple TV trifecta. PokeMMO could benefit from World Boss's IMO. Bro, don't get me started. Alphas with gigantic health bars where players could compete on a leaderboard to do the most percentage damage to it. I miss old school MMO World Bosses. Where, and certain games did this. I played a game called like Cyber Monsters. It was like a browser MMO that did this. But
every like week or month or whatever, there would be like a 24 to 48 hour period where a world boss spawned, and it has like a just an insane health pool, but everybody would fight it at once, and you would get rewards based on how much damage you did. Dude, I think that shit would be super cool in PokeMMO. I think it'd be so sick, actually. I think stuff like that's very, very cool, and just like encouraging you to do like max damage and like grinding and like getting a reward. I think that stuff is really cool. Also, if it like spawned randomly and like, I think that stuff is, yeah. I love the idea of world bosses in PokeMMO. Even if it's like a little more, what's it called? It's so sick. I played a browser MMO called World of Bleach that did the exact same thing. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm also, for stream recap reference, I'm talking to a PokeForce developer. So this is coming from someone who understands and is working on a Pokemon MMO. Yeah, that's really crazy. Yeah, I think that shit is really, really cool. There's so much endgame content we could add to PokeMMO, and it really comes down to time and resources and whether it's right for the game. I would love to see things like the obvious ones or the boring ones that we all talked about a million times but are still relevant to mention. Things like achievements would be amazing. Things like the world bosses. Things like I advocated for PokeMMO scrolls or PokeMMO clue scrolls, essentially. Did a big write-up on that video on that or whatever. What else? Permanent raids is the easy one as well. Is PokeForce All That? PokeForce has so much potential. It's not out yet. It's not a released MMO, so you can't. It's hard to judge it. You know, how do you judge a book that's half written, right? You have to wait until it's out, right? And then from there, it has time to grow and stuff. PokeForce, I think, based on what it has from the last beta test on release, PokeForce would be the second best Pokemon MMO. It would take a lot of time and effort and energy for it to ever overtake PokeMMO, but it's possible. It's always possible, but you know, we have to just see. You don't want to count your chickens too early. A guild or a guild bank dude, man, Shiny Wars recently with Team Mister really showed me how much we need a guild hall. It was almost impossible to get everyone on the same channel to get a screenshot for the team. It was too many. Team Mister is too big for PokeMMO servers and too active. It sounds dumb, but like more of like a server problem / channel problem. Dude, that's actually a good call. Oh, Ron Breloom. Oh, oops, good call from someone in game with my Toxic Orb. What was I saying? Dude, yeah, it was difficult. It was actually difficult to get everybody in a screenshot, get everybody for the draft and stuff. Like, it was a pain in the ass. We couldn't do it because the channels were too full. So having some sort of guild hall just for pragmatic purposes would be nice. Number two, for flex purposes, being able to for flex purposes, number two, and for economy purposes, number three. Bro, if you could spend 100 million Pokeyen to like build a trophy or like a banner or something in a guild hall, do you know how fast Team Mister would spend 100 mil? Dude, we would dump our Pokeyen so fast, I feel like, to flex a guild hall. Like, I don't think I think most teams would. Most teams would find that like very, very prestigious. Like, it'd be so sick. Will Lucky Red Dragon Bike come back next event and destroy its value? It was a no. It was a limited. So you can tell every single vanity that will come back because it will be a seasonal vanity, right? The Lucky Red Dragon Bike is not seasonal. If you just go check, see how it says limited, the little green timer? That means it was a limited time vanity. It will never return. It will never come back to the game. Something like a Futu or whatever. These, see how it says seasonal on it? These will return every year. It's a really, really easy check to see if a vanity is a seasonal, or will it return, or will it's permanent. Anything else? It's really easy. The easiest way is just to check to see if it says seasonal. If something doesn't say limited, that doesn't necessarily mean it's like not a limited time one. Like a good example is I think the worm. Limited usually means like it's an RP item, I believe, most of the time. A worm's a good example. It says exclusive to Lunar New Year 2024. So these were only available in the Lunar New Year event in 2024, and they'll never come back. Every single event is like one-off vanities that will never return. Every single event is kind of like that in PokeMMO. Honestly, people have been asking my biggest wish for the Lunar New Year event. I think my biggest wish is I want two things: nerf alphas and permanently release raids. And then how allowing raids to be a cycling daily thing that allows you to get hidden ability access, certain alpha Pokemon, and then nerfing alphas to either be, you'd either nerf alphas as only 1x31 guaranteed, or you could do like 1x31 and 20 plus and a bunch of stats. That's fine. Or just like really limit, like cut down on. Right now it's like 3 alphas a day. It's like one alpha every 6 hours. I would just do like 1 alpha every 24 hours. You either cut down to 1 alpha every 24 hours or whatever. And when a lot of casual players hear me say I want alphas nerfed, they get upset at me, and I understand, because it's like, if you're an average casual player, you're like, oh dude, that's how I make Pokeyen. Like, you know, I'm sure like making Pokeyen is hard right now in PokeMMO. It is. It's like, it is harder to make Pokeyen right now as a newer to casual player than it has been in a while. I wouldn't say ever has been, but like has been in probably 4 years, and that sucks. I don't want that. The fix, in my personal opinion, feel free to disagree, the fix in my personal opinion is to nerf alphas. The reason being, alphas are hurting the economy. Alphas are bringing in too many good IV Pokemon. They're bringing in way too many 2x31s at way too fast of a pace, and it's crushing the IV market, right? The best new player money-making method for a very long time was catching Pokemon, right? You used to be able to, I have so many videos on my channel catching Pikachu, just Pikachus, and making like 300k an hour, catching Torkoals and making 250k, 350k an hour. You used to be able to catch like anything. You used to be able to catch Pidovs on Route 1 and make 200k an hour, right? I have so many videos going over this, and I think that was awesome, because it allowed new players to like do this kind of grunt work and do this grinding and like make Pokeyen and develop their accounts and like whatever, right? But what happened is alphas brought in way too many good IV Pokemon. 1x31 flying A group mons like Pidovs and Pidgeys used to be like 8k a piece. Now they're 3k a piece. Their price has been obliterated, like destroyed. And I think it's because of alphas. Because if you look up a 2x31 flying A group mon, some of the first results is hide female only. Almost all the, look at this. Look at this. Whenever you look up 2x31 Pokemon, all of the results are alphas. All of them are alphas, because there's way too many 2x31s. And when you have so many 2x31s, it makes 1x31s less valuable. So it's harder for new players to make money because of alphas. I understand, as a new player, you see an alpha catch and you're like, fucking hell yeah, that's like 50k for me, that's 70k, 80k, whatever. So you kind of rely on that, but you should be able to make consistent Pokeyen without having to rely on those random. If alphas get nerfed, you will be able to make better Pokeyen more consistently and not rely on the RNG. So I really do. I implore new players to think about it in that way. And if you just disagree with me still, it's totally fine. Just disagree respectfully is all I ask. But like in my opinion, I think it would help new players so much more than the average player. As someone who loved catching mons for profit, coming back to the game in 2021, I really feel like it needs to be nerfed. Yeah. Do you think 1x31 alphas would be enough of a nerf? I think 1x31 is almost like too much of a nerf. It's like really good in my opinion. That's like a pretty strong nerf to nerf alphas from 2x31 guaranteed to 1x. I think it's almost too strong, but like that might be good. It might be good to have alpha spawns be 1x31 and then raids be like 2x31 or whatever guaranteed. I think that might be that makes sense. That's my thoughts and opinions. I'm just a player. I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions. I'm just, you know, expressing how I feel. Feel free to do the same. Politely is all I ask. Because hopefully I've been polite to everybody else here. Yeah. Vary the rate. Some alphas are 1x31. Well, so what you would do is you would make it 1x31 guaranteed, and you could still have the roll for 2x31, right? So right now, 2x31 alphas are guaranteed, right? But then a 3x31 alpha is the same as a 1x31 randomly, if that makes sense. So 1 out of 6 alphas are 3x31 guaranteed. Not guaranteed. I'm sorry. 1 out of 6 alphas are 3x31, right? So not only does it bring in a shit ton of 2x, it also brings in a shit ton of 3x31 Pokemon. Because 1 out of every 6 of them are that. And then it's like 1 out of every 78 are 4x31, right? And then 1 out of every 1071, there's some number that I forget, is like 5x31. So it brings in a lot of, having those 2x guaranteed brings in a lot of higher IV mons as well. If it was 1x guaranteed, a 2x31 alpha would still be a 1 out of 6, which I think is, you know, pretty fair. That's my thoughts. It's a great question. Great point. This is a fun question. Why can some people jump in this game? Is it a cosmetic? There is an item from an April Fool's event called the Jump Stone. Because back in the day, back in like 2013 PokeMMO, whenever you would use the HM cut and like cut the tree and move forward, there was a weird animation that played where it showed the player jumping over the tree, even though they cut through it or whatever. So in global chat, new players would say, hey, how do you jump? Because they wouldn't know about, it was people who didn't know Pokemon very well. They didn't know you needed like an HM cut to like cut through. They thought you had to jump over the tree. So they were like, hey man, how do you jump? and it became a meme. Like, you need the jump stone, you need Jump Beyond to do it. And it was kind of mean. They would kind of troll. People used to troll new players a lot back then, probably more than they do now, which is not great. You shouldn't do that. That's how you kill a game, is troll and be mean to your new players. But it's kind of a funny meme, right? So the jump stone is a thing. It's an item from the April Fool's event, and all it does is let you jump in the game, like as an animation, which is a good meme. That's how Jump Beyond. I have a video called like the Legend of Jump Beyond explained. It's a good old meme. We've got ourselves a Shalfa check, boys. A Shalfa check of the day. Also, this is an alpha swarm. Like, I think it's worth to check all the little single encounters. Like, Shining Carvana is a fishing shunt, I believe. I don't think there's a horde for Carvana / Sharpedo. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's a fishing shunt. Really, really beautiful. I think Carvana, maybe it's kind of like Drudagon, where you either love it or you hate it. I absolutely love Shining Carvana. Dude, so glad there's one on the GTL. I think it is one of the coolest looking shinies like in Pokemon. It's so good. It's so cool to me. That green and that blue together. Yeah, Sharpedo is like a purple. It's so tough. Like, I want both Carvana and Sharpedo. If I got one shiny, I don't know if I would evolve. I think I prefer Carvana, but it's really close. Let's just go ahead and we'll Shalfa check the alpha. We'll do the single encounter one after. Here it is, boys. Our daily Shalfa check. Not today. Okay. I'll say it, boys. I do have a food take of the day. The infamous Patrouski food take. This one may make me look a little insane, okay? But I stand by it. I think that Gatorade / Powerade tastes better, like significantly better, in these bottles. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the fucking nozzle and it trickles through so you appreciate the flavor more. I don't know. I genuinely cannot tell. Wait, you know what? Wait, do you know what it actually is? Wait. Do you know what's better? You know what clears Gatorade and Powerade in a similar bottle? It's Propel. Propel? I don't know, dude. That shit. I never think I like Propel. Okay, it's a Gatorade. It's a Gatorade adjacent product. I never think that I like Propel, but then like once every 3 to 5 years, I'll get a Propel on the way out of like a dollar store or like a Five Below, like some weird thing that has Propels in their refrigerator, and they're so nice. They're so refreshing. It's like a fruity water type beat. Super tasty, super refreshing, makes you feel not terrible. Bro, Propel is baller. That's actually I'm overriding the other take. This is the food take of the day. Propel is so underrated. Get a Propel, boys. This is honestly a fantastic question that I feel like isn't talked about enough. What is the cutoff when holding an investment? Is there such a thing as waiting too long? Yes and no. If something goes up, if something spikes up, I think it's worth to take advantage of that and don't like hold it. Like, a good example is anniversary chests. I honestly probably should have sold a lot of my anniversary chests. Anniversary chests, I bought most of mine for 20k, 20 to 30, some of them. But they spiked up at one point to like 50k. For a while, anniversaries were 50, like a long time, maybe like a year. They were like 50k-ish. And they spiked up to that point, right? Now they've spiked back down. I probably should have sold at that time, right? If something spikes up to like a dramatic degree, it will probably adjust, and it's better to, not always, but it's better. So like, if you buy, what's a good, Cobons or any vanity, if you buy X item for 20k, let's say you buy like 100 of them, right? If they double to 40k within a week or so, I would just dump as many of them as possible and get out. If something spikes like that, usually just dumping and getting out of that investment is better, because you've already just get that guaranteed money. I think it is better. I could be wrong. I'm no, market guy, but I just talk about what I enjoy, my thoughts and my feelings. But I think if something like spikes like that, it usually readjusts. I think just getting out of it is better. So like mysterious balls are a good example. I might end up selling certain mysterious great balls. We'll see. Like they tanked during or like certain mysterious balls. What mysterious Pokeballs at right now? They haven't really gone up much. But like I bought like 800 mysterious Pokeballs for 15k a piece. If these doubled to like 30k within the next like few months, because I just bought them, it depends on when you should dump and when you should like have that cutoff. Is it dependent of your tolerance as an investor, number one, number two, how long you've been holding the investment, and number three, like your input cash, right? So like if you put like 1 million Pokeyen into an investment and it's worth 2 million in like a few weeks time, I would just sell it and get out. If you put 10 million in something and it's worth like 12 million 2 weeks later, stay put. That's like it's not worth that amount, right? Does that make sense? It really depends, but like it's really up to you and your calls. But like I'll give you a few examples that I would do personally. If I put 10 mil into an investment and it doubled to like 22 mil within a few months, I'd probably sell, but that one like slowly. Any investment you want to sell slowly. You don't want to just, if I have a stack of 800 mysterious Pokeballs, it is so dumb. It is like one of the biggest mistakes to just list them all on the GTL. Number one, you're going to take a massive loss on the listing fee. The listing fees for listing 800 of these would be so much Pokeyen. Number two, you're not going to sell them all. So you're going to lose out on so much profit and you're just wasting listing fees. It's terrible. So you have to be willing to slowly sell off investments like week by week. Yeah, final investment question. Should I invest in Hawk Tuah coin? Hopefully I don't even have to answer that. Like if you're if someone's asking you that question, they might be cooked. Okay, boys. Apparently we have a rare shiny, okay? A Mystic Nick. Safari shiny. Safari shiny CASTFORM. This is a very hard... I shouldn't be smiling, because I'm honestly scared. This is a... Ah, he's throwing. It's a really low catch rate, chat. Okay, it stayed one ball. That's already huge. This thing is really hard to catch. I could be wrong, but I think it's like... I don't want to jinx it. That's two. Dude, it's actually a heartbreaker. It's a rare. It's a rare shiny here. It's a rare shiny in PokeMMO. Damn. Not even rare. Very rare. 3 balls, 0 shakes. Rest in peace, dude. That is so fucking brutal. That's actually so brutal. I know for a while... Do you know what's even more fucked up? Oh my god. CASTFORM is one of the 4 shinies that Team Mister still needs to complete the shiny Pokedex. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that. That's actually tragic. Holy fuck. It's one of the last 4 we need, and we literally had it on our screen. Dude, poor Nick. That's so insane. Quillfish, CASTFORM, Alola, and Blue Basculin. No shakes is disgusting. That is just so cruel. Jeez, man. Jeez, that's so... We keep going? What a king. What a average Team Mister mentality. Good luck to you, dude. We'll stay here for those Safari stabs. That's so insane, dude. Okay, I've been flip-flopping on what to shunt today. There's about an hour left in the stream. Well, unless someone factor subs. Let's head over to Route 210, boys. It's actually a spot that I've spent so much time single encounter shunting at. It's a spot where I've actually phased twice. I've gotten a Ponyta and a Roselia here. Well over 30,000 encounters each time. Well, Roselia was like 29k to be fair. The Ponyta was like 63k or something like that. I'm hoping that at one point, at one day, if I could hit a Sudowoodo here, a Sudowoodo, Mr. Mime, Cricketune, Breloom, any of those, Scyther, would all be insane shinies to hit here. Sudowoodo is my rank 1 here, though. Alrighty, fellas, here it is. 40,000 encounters once again. It wouldn't be a Patrouski shunt without it. Boom, bam. Alrighty, fellas, I think we did it. We are at the final 20 seconds. I don't see any Discord DMs. I don't see any more factor subs being achieved. This is probably it. Another PokeMMO streamathon successful. Thank you guys all for joining me today. It was a journey. It was a blast. We didn't get a shiny, but one day we will. In every single stream, cuckoo, we don't get a shiny. It makes that stream where we will that much more exciting, that much more successful, that much more earned. It's what makes shiny hunting in PokeMMO so meaningful. It's what makes us care about it so much in this game specifically. There's a reason why we shiny hunt in PokeMMO as opposed to Fire Red or the traditional games or the New Age games. It's because of that rarity. It's because of all of those shiny-less days, all of those shiny-less streams. That day where I get a shiny on stream the next time will be so exciting. I'm sure I'll be happy. I'm sure it'll be a hype moment. Chat will be pogging. and it's been a blast. Only possible due to Factor. Thank you again to Factor for the sponsorship. I plan on doing streamathons every single month where I take a sponsor. I plan on doing a streamathon at the end of it to reward you guys for, you know, dealing with that, and I appreciate that, and I contributing and all that stuff. And I want to reward you guys for being such an amazing community, being so understanding, being so positive, and being so in love with the game that I love. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel for PokeMMO content every single day, follow the Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET, and keep an eye out for the Lunar New Year event, which is around the corner, boys. Okay, keep an eye out. I will probably be live on the 28th at like 8 p.m. ET, okay? 8 p.m. ET. Thank you guys again. Have a good one. And peace, Reno soldiers. Hey, thank you so very much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me. And if your name is listed here, you're the reason I'm able to do this in the first place by going above and beyond and supporting the channel via YouTube memberships and Twitch Primes. Thank you so much. Have a great day.